Ho, ho, ho.
Well, hopefully you've already figured out the theme of this kit. Once again, this is my Friday pickup skate, hosted by my friend Dave that also runs perfectskate.com, which is a skate management software system. So if you run a pickup skate or an organized group or a weekly group or whatever, it's the kind of software that works great for people like you to manage the skaters and the times and teams and beverages and all that stuff. So I'm going to put a link down below again. Remember, this is not a sponsored ad. This is just a friend of mine. I like the software he uses for our skates. They developed it, and I'm just kind of giving them a shout out. So if you could, show them some love, click the link, take a look around. If you got any questions, send them an email. Let's get right on to it. I think it's been a couple years since I did my Combo Claus Santa Claus kit. I did learn a lesson the last time I wore this kit, or a similar version of this kit, and that was with the dangler / beard that I do.
Stressful, I'm losing my beard hair.
So yeah, I decided to start working on the kit a little early this time, gave myself a few extra days, ordered in this really cool fleece felt fabric. I don't know. It's fabric. I don't know what to call it. It's soft and fluffy, and you can make patterns in it with your hand and all that, so kind of hairy. I took some time this year to prep the dangler much better, which included, and just so you know, first and foremost, this is an aftermarket cheap dangler, but I took some coarse grit sandpaper and scored the heck out of it so that I could give it some tooth for the glue to adhere to and bond with much better. Then I put it on a chunk of the fabric, measured it out, lined it all up so I knew I would be good to have extra hanging down, give it more of a beard shape that way. Started hot gluing it a little at a time, hot glue, roll it a little bit, hot glue, roll it a little bit until I got it adhered on there. And then I made sure that the edges around it were good. I overlapped and tucked the top edge as well and glued that edge. And then just used my scissors to kind of cut out a beard shape as well as I could with my artistic skills. Ultimately, since it's all one piece instead of a bunch of glued on cotton balls, the added safety measure was that I ran the laces from the dangler so that they would also be attaching it. In case all that glue came loose, theoretically that fabric shouldn't have fell to the ice or fallen apart or anything like that because the lace held it on. The beard's attached to red SK2000 with an HM30. Now we'll talk about the jersey. Made this several years ago. This is just started as a red blank jersey, and I bought some white satin type material to do the hem at the bottom and the cuffs, the centerpiece. Everything is sewn. There's no vinyl on that at all. I used some other fabric and material I had here to do the belt and the gold belt buckle. So the buttons are hand cut out of fabric and laced on with heavy white thread. And on the back, I did put the 25 for the number and the nameplate with the last name of Claus, of course. I did wear the Reactor 5 chest protector. For this group, I need that modern protection. And then this year, I went with the red Wilson pants with the white stripe on the side. I much would have preferred going with a solid red, and I looked, and I don't think I have a solid red pant at all. So these were the next best thing, in my opinion. Now we'll go to the stick. This is my red Christian Curtis Curve, and same as I've done in years past, I covered up the end of the word Christian and made it say Christmas. That's a chunk of red vinyl that I put on. I kind of drew the letters based on the font that the Christian logo had. I cut those in vinyl, then I put the letters on, and then I take a few minutes to use a black Sharpie and add in that black fiberglass weave line that the stick has originally, so it blends in real well. With these, what I usually do, because nothing really sticks very well to that open weave type fiberglass wrap, I use the heat gun and I just kind of warm it and then rub it in real nice and snug to the vinyl, and that gets it to grip. In fact, I actually got it so hot and was rubbing it. I was using my thumbs to rub the edges. I had this massive blister on my thumb and it broke, I think, when I was packing my bag to carry it upstairs for the game. So that kind of sucked. That's the suffering I do to make kits like this for everyone's enjoyment, including my own.
Hey, I forgot to mention something about the stick. I've said before, I hate these Christian sticks with this really loose weave type fiberglass wrap on them. I feel like they get a soft feeling to them, and they tend to start to disintegrate a lot quicker than a lot of other sticks, especially my Cooper sticks. This particular one, getting ready for, I think the day before the game, I realized the heel is feeling really thick. So I took off all the old tape and it had swollen and opened up. So I did mix up some JB Weld and stick some down inside and gave it a layer to kind of give it a coated, like a lot of the old sticks had those nylon inserts on the heel. I made the heel kind of like that with JB Weld. So I did have to do some work on the stick other than the graphic that I put on there to turn it into a Christmas stick. So just figured I'd jump in and say that part.
Gloves, again this year, white GM31 catch glove and a GM12 blocker. I need white mittens if I'm Santa Claus, right? So that's the only of the mostly pure white gloves I have. I have other white gloves that have like black trim or red trim or whatever. These are primarily white and they do a great job. And I love a GM31 catch glove. I really like wearing those. And you can never go wrong with a GM12 blocker. And then this year, the biggest change I made to the whole kit, other than the beard, I decided instead of wearing the red leather GP95 pads that I would go with these modified, customized GP Pro pads from 1990. I got these pads like a year or so ago from my friend Matt at Vintage Goalie brand, and I did a few repairs to them, de-customized them because I believe they had landing gear installed. They had custom thigh boards. I know that for sure. They were customized by B&R Sports, I believe in Ottawa, and they were fully reskinned at some point in their life. They did a fantastic job. I have a whole video on these pads, and I'll put a link up there in the corner and down below in case you want to learn more about them. I thought they, bigger, bulkier look to them than the 95s, and quite honestly, the red leather GP95s are just so darn rare. Like, I'm just always afraid that I'm going to be the guy that blows a seam out on them or something, and I don't want to do that. Even though maybe it would be once a year or whatever. Something in my mind was telling me this year, I honestly got them cleaned up. I wiped them all down. I used some conditioner on them. I just decided at the last minute to bail out. Once I started second guessing it, there was no way I was going to go with those when I had another suitable option. I made new leather straps for the bottom of these pads. The two lower straps are leather straps. Everything else is a nylon strap that I replaced in the past, and I didn't replace those before. Overall, I thought this made for a great looking Santa Claus kit again this year. But yeah, I did not play very well. There was some players on the ice this time that completely had my number, and I just couldn't make a save to save my life at the beginning of this game for sure. A lot of it, I felt like I was positionally good. I think I was just, for the most part, facing quality skaters that they were better than me. But hey, I'm not complaining. I had a blast. I had fun. Got to hang out with friends on the ice and hang out in the pub afterwards. So there you have it. That's this year's Christmas holiday kit. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you like the effort I put into this kind of stuff. If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, it's at the Cooper Goalie. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe yet, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that stuff. And we'll see you again in 2024.